Yo, what's up? It's Yo Remy. So, if you're new to this channel, I do a lot of YouTube videos on building and launching startups, marketplace startups, and talk a lot about building marketplaces with sharetribe. So, sharetribe is a kind of marketplace platform that makes it easy for you to build and launch a spaces, services, goods, or even kind of like events marketplace. And I get a lot of questions from people that want to know what's possible basically, what type of marketplaces are possible, and even some kind of like real examples of marketplaces that were built using ShareTribe. So I'm actually going to do these kind of like quick, unedited screen share videos that are like marketplace walkthroughs and reviews of some different marketplaces that I've built with my team at ThinkBox, because we do no code and then kind of like low code marketplace builds and customizations. So here's one of the videos that I'm going to do. And so this is actually a client. The marketplace is called Fitworthy. So it's a marketplace for fitness studios and events. So basically it makes it easy for brands to request to sponsor different fitness studios or events, which is quite popular. So this is kind of like more of a niche kind of business to business use case. And I would say more of like a managed kind of marketplace, but here it is. And now let's just jump into it. So, of course, you can see on the screen, this is the live marketplace. So the URL is www.getfitworthy.com. So here's the homepage right here. You can see it's pretty clean looking. I actually designed and kind of built this with my team for this client, and I did get permission to do this kind of like quick walkthrough and review from them. As you can see right here, it's fairly straightforward. So the top is like for brands, for studios or events. And we have like the sign up, login, or like add a listing. And then right here in this kind of header section is super clean right here. Here's the kind of like main tagline. And then like right below it, a little description. Then they have like the primary call to actions like sign up or request a demo. And then it's also like free to join. And then that kind of like check mark and no credit card needed right there. So hopefully this in the header, when people see it, kind of prompts them to sign up. Then right here below it are just some logos of some different kind of brands and then studios that actually use this marketplace. So this marketplace is live. It is being used right now and does have some initial liquidity. And they're primarily based out of New York City. So a lot of the events and studios are in New York City. So these are very popular kind of fitness studios like Tone House and Grit, whatnot. Then obviously like Vital Proteins and Liquid IV are fairly large kind of consumer companies that actually use the marketplace. So those, these logos right here, they want it, of course, to be right below it. So that way it is some kind of like validation right there. Right below that, you'll see featured studios and events. So they actually have over here on the left is kind of like a featured event. Then in the middle is a featured studio, and then on the right is another kind of featured competition. So these are basically upcoming events and different studios that brands can request to sponsor. So this kind of like this is a great kind of showcase of the ideal inventory or supply for the marketplace right here. And just to kind of mention a little bit more about the marketplace, this like landing page, how it's built in the kind of tech stack. So this entire marketplace does run on no code. So this homepage, you'll see the URL www.getfitworthy.com. This is actually kind of designed and built by my team using Instapage. So it's a great kind of like no code way to kind of build and customize landing pages. Of course, the other videos and tutorials that I've done in the past make it kind of look like super easy to do. But doing kind of like these very custom designs and builds like this does require a little bit of work. So keep going down right here. So then they have like a how it works section, as you can see. So they have like Fitworthy for brands and then Fitworthy for studios and events. So basically this kind of like breaks down two sides of the marketplaces. So if you come to the marketplace, then basically it'll be for brands or studios or events, of course. So that makes it super easy to kind of like see how the marketplace works. So we'll just kind of keep going down right here. So then you would see like get started. And then they have like a want to learn more right here, which is basically like an email capture to request a demo. So this is super effective. So maybe if someone isn't sure about joining and they've kind of clicked through or whatnot, or they just come to the homepage and they just want to sign up, they can enter their email right there. And then this marketplace also does a great kind of like summary newsletter that features different studios, different events. So that is a great way for them to then basically kind of use like a drip process to notify their users on both sides and better showcase some of their supply and some of their events to then hopefully prompt either side to kind of reach out to them or join, basically engage in the marketplace and kind of create some liquidity. So then below that right here, they kind of have like a slick little designed testimonial section. This is actually one of the companies that was mentioned, or the logo up at the top, Vital Proteins. And then below this is just a little bit more kind of like validation or affirmation, I guess you could say, with some more logos. And then they have this like kind of get started section right below with a call to action. And then you'll notice like this footer actually matches pretty much the ShareTribe kind of core marketplace pages exactly. And so the entire kind of marketplace has a great kind of user experience and a kind of like a custom design that does, of course, match the ShareTribe kind of component, which is like the core marketplace functionality. And I'll kind of get into, what's on Instapage and what's on ShareTribe, but basically an easy way to kind of to see which kind of like which pages or which states in different parts of the flows or on which platform is basically to look at the URL. And if it's www.getfitworthy.com/ any kind of unique URL, then that's on Instapage. And if it's app.getfitworthy.com/ any URL, then that's basically on the ShareTribe component. So we'll continue kind of going through this. So if we click on for brands, that's a kind of like basically like an on-page kind of link. We'll click on the 4 studios and events because we did some pretty select like design pages for them, so that way they can use these URLs. So for instance, it's www.getfitworthy.com/y. So basically this is a very targeted, very custom landing page that speaks to why someone should list their studio or list their event. So when the team is then doing outreach to supply, they can basically include this link and it speaks exactly to the needs of that person or that company and very specifically. So it'll have a lot higher kind of conversion to then list their studio, list their event, or join the marketplace any other kind of way. So you can see it kind of goes down. It's basically has like a Y join, and then here's like the kind of like 3 different Ys. And they have this kind of cool like little banner section right here that's basically like earn more revenue. And then here's like a call to action, list your studio. And then they have like another kind of how it works. And this one kind of shows like the selected state for studios and events. And here's kind of like a cool like little kind of mock of like the desktop kind of, or sorry, like a laptop. And it shows kind of the marketplace right here. So it's a pretty cool kind of like little visual. So then kind of below that, we have some more logos of some of the different studios and some of the events. So as you can see, some of the more kind of popular, trendy studios and different events in the kind of New York City area use the marketplace. So this is a great place to kind of visually showcase them right there. So now we'll kind of go over to, we'll actually kind of go up. We'll go back to the homepage and just kind of walk through like a user flow. So if we're back on the home page, right, and then we'll just kind of go to like a sign up. So we'll just say that like you're someone that's just seeing the marketplace and you kind of see this kind of header section. It's very compelling and you want to sign up. So that will actually take you to the actual marketplace, right? So I'm actually logged in, so it kind of like bypasses that sign up because it detects that I'm already logged in. But if we go up to the URL, you can see it's app.getfitworthy.com. So that then tells us that this is on the actual kind of ShareTribe marketplace, right? So this is on ShareTribe's Go, which is their hosted kind of marketplace kind of product or solution. We did a lot of extensive customizations to this. So this does look a little bit different than some of the other ShareTribe Go marketplaces. So we use some like kind of JavaScript up here to kind of mask some of the category drop downs, then a different map view, and then like a different kind of like a list view because we wanted to use these cards right here. Over here on the left, we have some like custom categories. So those are for studios, events, or other, and then also studio method. We have like the expected number of events or participants, which are basically different kind of filters that you can use. So we also have like partnerships like in kind. So that's like basically means no fee, or paid sponsorships, of course, like paid sponsorships. And then those, of course, you can see kind of reflected on some of these cards over here. And then also some different like partnership kind of product types. So basically, this is a very, very specific and kind of custom looking marketplace for the industry. So even a lot of the kind of terminology that's used, a lot of the filters and whatnot, and text pretty much everywhere speaks specifically to this industry, which makes it a little bit more appealing to them. So that way, it's very niche and it's very focused. And whether you're a brand or a studio or an event, you know that this marketplace is built for you and your specific needs and will benefit you particularly for this exact kind of use case. So we'll just kind of go through here a little bit more. So it's fairly simple. We have like a search for the different types of classes or even locations. And then something that this kind of founder and this team did was actually kind of create these like example listings. So that makes it easy if you come to the marketplace to see, oh, maybe I can add, my event here, right? Like see it there or your studio. So we'll go up here and just kind of click on one so you can see like the placeholder on that. But they have like an image right here. It's pretty well designed, some others right here. And then basically request a partner. So you can actually request a partner with, this is obviously like their team. Here's some kind of like listing some of the main details. And so they actually use this kind of like almost like suggestion, kind of like hint text, I guess you could kind of call it right here below it. And then here's the different, as we saw on the main kind of view, all the different filters and whatnot are actually reflected on each listing as these different kind of sections right here. So it's fairly straightforward. I'm actually an admin of the marketplace since, of course, I work with the team. So if you're an admin, you can see like the edit listing here, the close it, delete it, move to top, and show in the next newsletter. But if you're an actual end user, of course, you can't do that. That's for the admin kind of side of things. So we'll just go back to the view all listings. So that's the app.getfitworthy.com. And we'll just kind of go through a flow of first listing a studio or event. So if I have the intent to list my studio or event on Fitworthy, if I go up to the top right after I'm already signed in or created an account as a user, then I would click on, let's just do events, right? Or we'll start with studios, fitness studios. So that's the main category. The fields below it are fairly straightforward. So we have title, description, the different methods, different partnership opportunities, what you're looking for, the benefits, the size, Instagram handle. So as you can see right here, it's fairly straightforward. And all these different fields are basically customized for this specific marketplace and for the exact kind of needs for the different studios and the different events. So this is very appealing to the industry and very, very focused. So that's fairly straightforward, adding listing or event. So if you were to add it, then it would go basically be submitted to be approved by their team. So the user account is fairly straightforward over here too. So I'm logged in, as you can see, my kind of like profile avatar. So I have an inbox. I can manage all my different listings. I can see my profile and see my settings. We'll just go over here to my profile. So this is over here. So of course, I don't have any open listings, or otherwise I can manage them all here. No follow people, no reviews. So it's fairly straightforward on that. So we'll go back to view all listings, and then we'll actually kind of walk through the flow of trying to book a partnership or request a partnership, right? So we see over here, these are primarily, we see studio partnerships, and then we see some different events right here. So let's just go over here to the different event, right? So we're just going to go up to this one because this looks pretty cool. So which one? All right, so here we go. So this Turf Wars 2020 by Tone House, right? So let's just click on that. So here's the different, this is a event listing, right? So we can go over here, we can see some kind of cool images of it. We see like what it is, so like more about it, and then the partnership opportunity, right? So here's some kind of hint text, and it kind of tells you what to do if you're interested in partnering with them. We actually see like a pretty cool kind of video down here that embeds, so you can actually play this right here. And then we see the specific information for this event. So we see the date, start, end time, expected number of participants, their Instagram handles, so we can check out their social. And then they could put their reach right here. You can also see some other sponsors. So for instance, this one has like Adidas and Normatec, and then I think it's pronounced Hyper Ice, I guess. So of course, like Adidas is like a fairly large company. And then you can see over here like Fiji Water, Lululemon, some pretty significant companies, right? So if I'm a consumer brand and I want to be a part of this event, of course, like this is fairly compelling right here. And different types, if I'm a consumer, say for instance, beverage, non-alcoholic, alcoholic, food or snack, this is a very compelling listing. So what I can do is I can click on this request to partner and then contact them, right? So since the different partnership opportunities for events and even studios can be very kind of they can be very kind of use case specific. Basically, this marketplace chose to kind of keep it as lightweight as possible for now. So basically, to do like a to leverage ShareTribe's user to user messaging. So I could message the Tone House first, kind of let them know more about me. They would obviously be able to reference my profile. The company profiles typically are a little bit more filled out. So great reference points when studios or events receive the messages. But I could basically describe like the way that I want to partner with them, and we could go from the messaging and then actually request to book. But this base keeps it as lightweight as possible, as I mentioned, and just tries to prompt or initiate consumer brands and companies reaching out to the studios or to the events. And at that point, they can kind of then the marketplace can kind of come in and help manage that process and make sure it's a great experience for everyone. So it's a fairly straightforward marketplace. It's super specific, super niche, but as you can see from the homepage, it looks very custom and it's incredibly compelling to both studios and events in the fitness and wellness space and consumer product companies that are looking to sponsor these different studios or events. So once again, this is a very custom, great user experience kind of marketplace that actually leverages no code. And so the primary tools that are used are Instapage, which is this homepage was actually built with, and then ShareTribe. It's you can kind of check out some of my other tutorials on how to actually kind of get started building some of these custom pages using Instapage and using ShareTribe. But the videos make it look very easy. It does take a lot of time just to understand how these different tools and platforms first off work, and then to customize them for your specific needs, and then kind of like quote unquote integrate them all together. But if you have any questions or you need any help, just comment below in the video and I'll try to do my best to kind of help you out. Once again, I did actually work with this client in this marketplace with ThinkBox, which is a kind of marketplace specific startup studio. So we actually help founders like this founder and this kind of team take their idea to live marketplace and have great marketplace experiences leveraging low and no code. So I'll put a link to that down in the video description. But yeah, hopefully you like this. Hopefully it's helpful. I'm gonna try to do more kind of marketplace kind of reviews and walkthroughs, just kind of break down some of like the core mechanics that are specific and custom for the marketplace concept. And until the next video, see ya.